Do you know what is actually insane? You have a dream. You have a real dream, something that lives in your chest and keeps you up at night. It may be a business, you may be a dream body, a life, a version of you that you can literally see when you close your eyes to sleep. And you are sitting there, you are watching someone else live that dream. And it's not because you're not smart enough, it's not because you don't have what it takes, but it's because you keep telling yourself and you've told yourself over and over again that you will do it tomorrow. And then when tomorrow came, what did you do? You said it again. I will do it tomorrow. Sis, I need you to hear me right now. Procrastination is not a personality trait. It is not quirky. It is not, relatable content. It is the single most expensive habit that you will ever have. And nobody is going to tell you that with the urgency that it deserves. But I will. Hi, my name is Blossom, and I'm here to make sure that you never settle for a life that is less than the life that you deserve. Today, we're going to be talking about procrastination and not in the soft, cozy, oh, we all do it way. We're going to talk about it in a better way, not the way the internet has normalized. We're going to rip the mask off because I genuinely believe that for a lot of us, especially us, the girls who are ambitious, who know what we want, procrastination is the thing that is standing between us, who we are right now, and who we are supposed to become. And I'm not here to shame you. I'm not here to make you feel weird. I'm just here to shake you a little bit gently, a little bit firmly because I care about you. So let's get into it. Chapter 1. Can we talk about how procrastination became funny? Like somewhere along the line, I'll do it tomorrow became a meme, a whole relatable aesthetic. Pinterest boards are dedicated to the art of procrastinating, to the chaos of deadlines. There are TikToks where people joke about doing their taxes at 11:58 p.m. on April 15, and we all laugh because same, right? Wrong. Procrastination compounds just like interest on a savings account, except that instead of growing your money, you're growing your regret. Every single day you delay the thing that you know you should be doing, the gap between where you are and where you want to be, it gets wider. And the wildest part is that you feel it deep inside you. You feel the weight of it, the low level anxiety that usually hums in the background when you're watching Netflix and you have something that you haven't done that you're supposed to do. And you're not at peace. You owe something. There was a professor at the University of Calgary who literally wrote the book on procrastination. I think it's called the procrastination equation. She found out that about 95% of people procrastinate to some degree, but roughly 20% are chronic procrastinators. One in five. And chronic procrastination is linked to higher stress, lower well-being, worse financial outcomes, and worse health. This is not a vibe. This is a crisis. That leads us to chapter 2. Okay, so this is the part that I want you to actually sit with because I think this is where most of us are living and we don't even realize it. Have you ever spent 2 hours watching productivity videos on YouTube to prepare to be productive? Have you ever made an aesthetic vision board about your dream life instead of taking one step towards it? Have you ever researched how to start a business for 6 months without registering the name? Yeah, me too. At some point, here's what actually is happening there. Your brain is getting a hit of dopamine from the idea of doing the thing without the discomfort of actually doing it. So it is neurological. There are research from neuroscientists that shows that dopamine fires not just when we get a reward, but when we anticipate one. So watching someone else live your dream, watching a day in my life as a CEO video, your brain is partially satisfied. It's got enough serotonin to keep you still. So you're literally getting high on potential, on almost, on one day. And the tragedy of that is that potential will never become action. It's just a really beautiful eulogy for the life that you've never lived. And I know that sounds harsh, but you need to hear it. The thinking is the procrastination, the planning is the avoidance. At a certain point, preparation will become a costume that avoidance will begin to wear to feel productive. Chapter 3. I'm not going to pretend that there is, zero nuance here, because that would be intellectually dishonest and you deserve better than that. The case for taking your time, sometimes what looks like procrastination is actually your nervous system protecting you. Sometimes you're not ready, and it's not because you're lazy or anything, but it's just because you genuinely need more information, you need more rest, you need more healing. And some of the greatest creative works in history were delayed. Beyonce didn't release Lemonade on anyone's timeline, or but her own timeline. There's a version of patience that is strategic, intentional, and can be powerful. And for women, especially, we've been told our entire lives to hustle harder, to do more, to be more. Sometimes not doing it yet can be a form of resistance against the grind culture that was never designed with us in mind, and that is real. But the other side, and this is the side that we need to sit in and talk about today, there's a massive difference between intentional rest and indefinite delay dressed up as rest. One is a choice, the other is usually you fearing the work. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm choosing to wait because I'm being strategic, then yeah. But if you are scrolling at 1 a.m., your chest is tight, you know you have a dream that is dying in your draft, that is not rest. That is you avoiding it. And avoidance over time will become your identity. You will become the girl who was going to do something great. And I refuse to be that girl. I refuse to let you be her either. Chapter 4. Here's a take. Some will say a wild one. I think you don't actually hate the work. I think you just hate the version of the work that you've built up in your head, because your brain, and bless it, is very dramatic. You have a task and it's probably a 45 minutes task. Your brain has turned it into something that is way bigger than it actually is. It has attached fear of failure to it, fear of judgment, fear of trying and still not being enough. And now it doesn't feel like a task anymore. It feels like a verdict on your worth as a person. And so instead of doing it, you would loop, you would think about it, you would stress about it, you would think about thinking about it, you make a list about it, you will redesign the list about it. And the whole time, the task is just sitting there, is waiting, unbothered and completely doable. There's actually a psychological concept here that is called task aversion, and there's been research from some psychologists who found that procrastination is fundamentally an emotion regulation problem and not a time management problem. Yeah. We are not bad at managing time. We are bad at managing the discomfort that comes with starting new things, which means that the solution is not another planner. It's not you buying another cute diary. It's not a new app. It's learning to tolerate the discomfort of beginning, because the discomfort will always stay there no matter how many planners you buy. Chapter 5. I'm going to be very direct with you, because I think a lot of productivity advice is aesthetic and may not be functional at times. You will never feel ready. You will never feel like it. And that is not a problem. The feeling of motivation that you're waiting for, that surge of energy and clarity, and okay, now I'm going to change my life, it does not arrive before you start. It usually arrives because you started. The action creates the motivation. It's usually not the other way around. And there's actually science on this. Behavioral activation, it's a concept from cognitive behavioral therapy. It shows that action precedes motivation in the brain, not in reverse. So you do not think your way into doing things, you do your way into thinking. So how it actually works is, for me, 5 minutes rule. Tell yourself you only have to do 5 minutes, just five, because the hardest part is usually starting. And once you are in it, your brain shifts. Most of the time when you start, you will keep going, and even if you don't, you just did 5 minutes more than you did yesterday. Two is task fracturing. This is something I actually do. When something feels so big and is making me want to disappear, I usually break it into tiny pieces that is almost embarrassing. Like, day one, open the document, that's all. Day two, write the title. Day three, write the intro. It sounds ridiculous, but it works for me because every small win will signal to my brain that, okay, I'm someone who is doing something, and identity follows action. And eventually I'll finish it. The third thing is to remove the decision. Decision fatigue is real. The less you have to decide when you have to do something, the more likely you are to do it. Schedule it, block it, make it non-negotiable. Treat your goals the way you would treat an appointment. You don't reschedule it because you don't feel like it. You have no choice but to go. That's how you should treat your goals. Chapter 6, how to apply everything into becoming the highest and best version of yourself. This is my favorite part because information without application is just entertainment, and we're not here to be entertained. We are here to transform you. So here is your step-by-step version to apply all my advice to your life. Step 1, name your avoidance. Right now, not after the video, open your notes app and write down the one thing that you have been procrastinating on the longest. Not a list, not a long list. One thing, that thing that makes your stomach drop a little when you think about it. That's the one. And then that's the thing you have to work on. Step 2 is to find the fear under procrastination. Ask yourself this thing honestly. What am I actually afraid of? Am I afraid of failure? Am I afraid of judgment? Am I afraid of trying and finding out that it doesn't work? You need to write it down because unnamed fear has all the power. But when you name the fear, you can work with that. Then the third step is to shrink the task until it is laughable. Take that big thing and break it into the smallest possible first step. Not start my business, but something like Google how to register a business name. No, oh, I want to get fit. But something like, okay, go outside and walk for 10 minutes. Make it so small that refusing to do it will be genuinely embarrassing. Then step 4, do it before you talk yourself out of it. This is non-negotiable. This moment is the moment you identify the small step. Do it within 24 hours. There's been research from behavioral psychologists that shows that momentum is built through tiny wins, and those wins usually can compound into like identity shifts. So you're not building a habit, you are literally building a self-concept. Someone who starts, someone who follows through. That's the self-concept you want to build for yourself. The fifth step is to audit your input. If your feed is full of motivational content that makes you feel inspired but never makes you feel moved, that is a problem. Inspiration that does not lead to action is procrastination in another way. So curate your inputs ruthlessly. Follow people who make you want to move, not people that just make you feel good about moving someday in the future. Then step 6 is to build accountability out loud. Tell someone, post it, write it, externalize the goal. Research consistently shows that social accountability increases follow through significantly. So this doesn't mean you are performing your journey for clout. It means that you are making the commitment real outside of your own head, where it is so easy to renegotiate. The seventh step is to forgive the days that you didn't show up and then make sure you show up anyway, because you will have them. There are days when you will procrastinate anyway, where the fear will win, where you will scroll instead of building. And the difference between the woman who becomes who she's meant to be and the one who doesn't is not that she never procrastinates, is that she doesn't make falling off her identity. She will get back up, without a weak shame spiral. She will show up the next day. She will show up without needing to announce a redemption arc. It's just like, okay, I fell off. What's the next step? Look, I need you to understand something before you close this video and you go back to your life. The version of you that you dream about, she is not waiting for you to feel ready. She's waiting for you to decide. Because procrastination is not laziness. For most of us, it is fear. It is the gap between who we are now and who we believe that we deserve to become. And the most radical self-loving thing that you can do is to decide that you deserve the life that you keep dreaming about, and then you act like it. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down, not when you have more time, more money, more confidence. Now, even if it's imperfect, even if it's messy, you do it now and fully. And you're not behind, you are not too late. You are also not going to stumble into your potential by accident. It requires a choice that is made over and over again to be the woman who does the thing. Go be her. I'll see you in the next one. And if this hits you, share it with a girl who needs it. Subscribe so you don't miss what is coming next. And drop it in the comments. What is that one thing that you've been procrastinating on? Let's hold each other accountable. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.